Adalia Aborisade is not your typical expat. Instead of deciding to retire on the sandy beaches of the Caribbean and soak in the sun every day on the beach, she had a plan that involved living a full life rich with experiences when she moved abroad. This landed her in the bustling capital of Mexico City. We continue our Black Expat series in this episode, exploring life in Mexico. Vamos a empezar.
Bienvenidos! Welcome to the Learn Spanish con Salsa podcast, the show for Spanish learners that love music, travel, and culture. Close your grammar textbooks, shut down the language apps, and open your ears to how Spanish is spoken in the real world. Let us show you how to go from beginner to bilingual. Here is your host, certified language coach, Tamara Marie.
Hola queridos oyentes, espero que todos estén muy bien. Bienvenidos al episodio 113. Welcome to episode 113 of the Learn Spanish con Salsa podcast. Now, I have to be completely honest. Mexico is just not on my list of places to travel. And it's not because I don't like Mexico. It's just that I tend to get sick anytime I travel there. Now, I have been to Mexico a few times, and it just did not agree with my immune system or my stomach or whatever it is, but I tend to get sick every time I go to Mexico. So I'm a little bit biased, but after my conversation with Adalia, I really am reconsidering my stance on visiting Mexico. So I have to tell you, I really enjoyed my conversation with today's guest. Instead of just taking the typical route and looking to retire in the Caribbean, Adalia Aborisade decided that she was going to live in Mexico City. And the way she came to that conclusion is actually a really interesting story. She had a real detailed plan for deciding where she wanted to live when she ultimately moved abroad. So I think you'll find her story really helpful if it's something that you have been thinking about. And of course, because it is the Black Expat series, we touch on a little bit about race in Mexico and sort of how that impacts the expat population there, especially for people of African descent. But we touch on a little bit of everything about life in Mexico City, from where to find a job to the best places to live, and whether or not it really is safe to live in a metropolitan area in the country of Mexico. So before we dive into all of that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my guest today. Adalia Aborisade is a financial life coach who helps women master their money so they can travel, move abroad, or do whatever their heart desires. She shares her experiences as a serial expat and world traveler on the blog and podcast, Picky Girl Travels the World. She hopes to validate, motivate, and inspire other Black women yearning to live life on their terms. So with that, here is my conversation with Adalia. Hola, Adalia. Bienvenida. Welcome to the Learn Spanish con Salsa podcast.
Thank you. I am originally from Houston. I currently live in Mexico City. I am a retired, recovering former school teacher who currently is working for myself, doing some financial coaching specifically for women who want to travel more or become expats.
So, first of all, I'm just kind of curious because I've talked to several different people so far doing the series on Black expats, and I'm always interested in sort of what made someone finally make that leap to move abroad. I know it's something a lot of people think about. I know a lot of people, they might like to travel and visit different places, but what is it that made you make the jump from just sort of traveling to actually relocating to Mexico City?
Well, I was one of those people who always wanted to live abroad, except life got in the way. I got married at 19, and really the focus of my life shifted to other people. And I eventually got divorced 20 years later. So it was finally time to do the things that I wanted to do. I wasn't sure when I would move abroad, but I knew it was going to happen. And I think things just fell into place in 2015, 2016. I couldn't think of a good reason to stay in the U.S. I knew that